Hey guys, so trying something a little bit new this year. I'm gonna try and do some video review for us. Try and talk about some things we want to work on week over week. Um, I remember growing up that watching video of me playing really put it in perspective how different it feels on the floor versus how it can actually feel looking from a top-down view. So it's always good to get a little bit of a different perspective. I've edited together some clips to try and keep this brief instead of doing a full game review. So we're going to try and keep to some themes, and then we'll come practice time. We're going to look at those themes. We're going to do some drills to kind of work on those things. So first things first that we're going to look at a little bit here is as we're getting to develop our stick skills and get a little bit better, we want to work on throwing and catching on the run. So as we get better and as our teams get better, we won't have time to kind of stop and plant our feet and then make that throw. This first clip here, you're going to see an example of why, but we're going to have to kind of work on our skills in terms of trying to disconnect our feet from our arms and our upper body so that we can continue to run while we play the game, throwing the ball, catching the ball while our feet are moving, which is a little bit difficult to develop that coordination skill, but we'll work on some drills in practice. But we're just going to look at a couple of examples of kind of why that's important. So this one, first example right off the face-off. We get a nice good face-off win. We pick up the ball, and we're running around it. We stop, and we throw the ball. And the only problem there is by the time we make that throw, we're running, we're going, we stop. If we look at this very exact moment, we've got two available passes, right? We can make this pass here, we can make this pass across, or wide open passes, right? But if we play this clip through just another couple of seconds for us to stop and make that throw, we'll see by the time we go to make that throw, both of those passes won't be there anymore, right? So we'll play it on. We'll keep this clip going. We'll see. Pause. Now we're ready to make that throw. This defender is one step away from blocking that pass, and now we've got a defender blocking this pass is a little bit in our way as well, right? And that was just another two steps away, right? Whereas if we made that pass a little bit sooner on the run, that pass is wide open, right? So we can see that's a hard pass now that there's guys on our hands because we had to stop. We end up dropping the ball. So then this is a really good clip of showing why it's important that we be able to pick up and throw on the run. We come out of the corner here with a big, nice loose ball battle. Come up on the run as we're running. We make that pass and we get a good shot. If we go back, if we stop running right here to make that pass, if we stop, plant our feet, and throw that pass, this defender right here is one step away from whacking your stick, right? So if we can keep our feet moving through the run, make that pass as we're running, that leaves us wide open, a lot easier to make that pass. I think that's Ari. Ari made a great job running through and making that pass. Another good example here of running on the run, passing on the run, catching on the run. Great scoring opportunity because of that. And I think one last example. On the run, pass on the run. Just barely missed that catch, but that's fine. It was a great opportunity regardless. So one of the things we got to work on as we're doing that is what we call running in triple threat or in the ready position. So what the ready position means, we're going to bring this up full screen. Ready position means stick up beside our head, ready to throw right here, right? It's hard to throw the ball when our hands are down here and we're running. So if I can run with the ball up here, I can make a pass at any point, right? So we're going to work on transitioning from running with the ball to having the ball up in ready position and then making a pass from ready position, right? And we can run with the ball in ready position. Remember we talked about that little cradle up by our ears? Can be done with the front hand or the bottom hand. You know, it's not a big way, sticks going way out. It's just a light little cradle in ready position, and we can run like that. And you're going to see a really good example here of us running with the ball in ready position so that we can make that pass. Right, so this clip starts is a good example of why it's important to be able to do that transition quickly and get that ball out quickly. And then we'll go over a couple of clips of why it's important to be able to run in that ready position at all times so that you're a threat at all times, right? We want to be able to run with our running cradle, but we want to be able to run with the ball up in ready position as well. So this is a good example. Unfortunately, I think Hudson takes a little bit of a hit in this example about why it's important to get that ball up, ready to throw, and out of the stick quickly, right? So we make a great pass over to Hudson here. Takes it down to the corner. We got a guy wide open in front of the net. Brings the stick up. Delays for a little bit because he's trying to get comfortable. And then throws that ball, right? And because he delayed, he ended up taking that little bit of a hit there, right? If we go running, if he can have his stick up and ready right here and throw that ball right away, he's still got time. He can make that pass right across. We had a guy wide open right in front of the net. Easy shot, right? But because we hesitate that little bit, that pass is hard to make. So we just got to work on getting that ball up quick in the ready position. I think this is a good example of us having that stick up, right? That stick is up in ready position as he's running, so he can make that pass right away. And same thing on that shot. We'll go back. We'll look at that shot. We'll look at that dodge. He catches the pass. And see how his stick's up? He's threatening to shoot. So that draws his defenders in, scared of his stick. They come up for a stick. He manages to dodge past, stick up right away, shot right away. Right? All because his stick is up. I think this is another example. Great pass. Stick, transition to throwing position right away. Hands are up, ready to shoot. Unfortunately, wave goal gets called off because of crease, but that's all right. So that's us talking about, you know, having that stick up and ready position so we can transition to throwing that ball as fast as possible, because we've seen a few examples of us, you know, not being able to get the ball off in time. So we'll work on that in practice a little bit with some running and throwing drills, and we'll work on a bit of drills to, you know, get that stick from down here to up here. Next up, just wanted to go over a little bit of one-on-one defense. Wanted to highlight a couple of really good plays, and then show some other reasons of why this is important and why we're trying to teach one-on-one defense the way we are. This example here is probably one of the best examples I've seen so far. I think Jordy is in this play. Just does an excellent job of riding the offender without lunging at them. Just keeps them on the outside, runs with them the whole time, and then eventually, because he's slowing them down so much without being, you know, overly aggressive lunging or getting beat, we're able to get the ball back actually on this play. So you'll see Jordy sizing him up, staying low, staying in his stance, just following him along the boards, keeping him on the boards, and then I think Hudson comes in and helps him out. Boom, gets the ball back. Great catch by Phoenix. And we're off. And that was probably one of the best 1v1 situations. We'll go back, watch it back again just because I want to do a little bit of markup here. You can see Jordy's just going to play a wall. He's going to keep them all behind this line, never going to let them towards the middle of the floor, right? Excellent positioning right now. Athletic stance, sizing him up. He's not coming out to him. He's letting the offender come to him. And he's just going to keep him on the boards. Just keep him on the boards. That's all I'm doing. Keeping him outside. Keeping him outside. If he doesn't get help, if Jordy doesn't get help there and that offender keeps running all the way along the boards, that's fine. He's no threat way down here, right? Just keep pushing him along the boards. Keep him outside. We don't want them in the danger zone here, right? We don't want them in front of the net. We want to just keep driving them down. Keep driving them down. Right? Excellent, excellent example. I think my next clip up here is another excellent example, I think by Jordy again. Yeah. On this breakaway here, drives him outside. Just driving him outside. He's not trying to lunge at him. He's not trying to take his stick away. He's running with him the whole time. Same thing. I want to do the red line again. He's just pushing him to the corner. That's all he's doing. He's going to keep pushing him to the corner, push him to the corner, push him to the corner, and you'll see eventually, right about there, he takes a real bad shot. He's got no threat, right? Takes a bad shot. Ball goes into the corner. I think we get the ball back. I don't know. I stopped the clip at that point because that's just all I wanted to focus on was a really good example. So then this one's a little bit of a dangerous example. You'll see we lunge at him right there. We get lucky because we make a little bit of contact and we knock the ball out, right? But we got to be careful, right? Because at this point, what happens if this check misses that player, right? Look at all this space wide open behind you. You're the last guy back, right? So we got to be careful making that aggressive play, right? We're going to try and do, what we want to try and do is what Jordy did. Low athletic, let him come to us, back step into him a little bit, and keep forcing him down into the corner, right? Down into the corner. And we're going to see on the next clip this exact same play right off the face-off. We're going to see what happens when it doesn't work, right? This is an example, an excellent example right away here of that exact same check, but the check misses. Coming up, last guy misses the check, wide open shot right in front of the net, right? That's what we don't want. We want to be really careful of that, right? Keep pushing those guys away rather than lunging at them. This is another example where we start attacking the stick instead of just letting them stay outside, right? We're trail checking. We're trail checking. We don't want to be trail checking. We want to get in front of that, right? Come back a little bit. Right here. All we want to do is this guy right here, again, is keep him outside. Keep him on the boards. Just keep pushing him on the boards, right? We don't need to pressure him out there. Just, he's no threat to the goalie way, way out to the side, right? But because we lunge at that stick, he beats us inside. Gets a great shot off on net. Got lucky, our goalie stopped it. Not lucky. He knew what he was doing. And then this is another example. We do a good job stopping this first guy. But then once this guy picks it up, we all start just running at the stick. And he runs right through the middle of us, right to the middle of the floor. Gets a goal. Right? We got to be a wall. We just got to be a wall there. And then end on a really, really good example right there. I think that was Jordy again. Right here. Athletic position. Playing him high. Right? He's just a wall. He's a wall right now. He's just playing high. And he wants to force that guy to go this way. He does not want to let that guy win inside, right? And he does an excellent job pushing him down, pushing him down, pushing him down. Eventually he takes a shot. But from that angle, that shot's no threat, right? We want to let them take bad shots. We get the ball back after they take bad shots. I'm pretty sure I let this clip go. No, but I'm pretty sure we get the ball back after that shot. I think that's it for 1v1. Next up, I want us to get a couple of really good clips of what I mean when I say attack the middle of the floor or attacking the crease, right? Coming across the crease, you'll hear me say. You got to come across. You got to come across. And we got prime examples in this first game of exactly why it's important to be coming across and attacking from left to right. You'll hear sometimes east west. But this is an excellent example here. We win this face-off. We're coming across the crease. And look at how much net we have on that play. I think this is the same. No, this is a different goal. I'll go back. And look at he runs in an arc, right? And he comes across the crease like that, right? He's not running straight at the goalie. He's doing this arc. And we'll see what that does. I'm going to pause right before he shoots. Comes across, coming across. Now, look at all that wide open net. Because he's forcing that goalie to either choose. I got to follow him across or I got to stay back. Right? And then we come, shoot short side on that shot. Easy goal. Right? I think this is an example of us, rather than, oh no, this is coming across. Perfect. Another example. Goalie does a great job, but I want to just go back 3 seconds there. You'll see this goalie will follow, and he'll end up following too far. We're shooting back short side. Because look at how much net. He's tight to this post right now. Look at how much net is open over there. The goalie does a great job of getting back and making the save. But that's what coming across the floor does. It opens up the net for you, right? It's a great example. Now here's an example of us not using the space given to us. We're in this case, we're coming a little bit too straight at the net, right? And we're not giving ourselves options. I think this is Hudson. We're coming in, make a nice dodge, beat the guy. But the problem is we run straight at the net and then we fade off away. So we're already on this side of the floor, right? Let's come back a little bit. Keep coming back. Head up. Pause right there. We're already on this side of the floor. So if we're going to beat this guy, we got to be coming across the crease like this to open up angle, right? If I run in and then I start fading away to this corner, I'm just taking away angle for myself and making it easier for the goalie, right? One of the things we can do in this 2-on-1 situation is we could, especially with the defender so far lagging behind us, is we could kind of run, I don't want to say this way entirely, but a little over exaggeration. But we can kind of run like this. And that gives some room for our second guy to also be a part of the play. But that's all right. This case, we make the dodge. We beat the guy on the dodge. But then, after winning the dodge, we just run straight at the net. And we don't want to do that. We want to be running across, right? We can see it becomes a very difficult shot. The goalie doesn't have to move left to right at all when we run straight at the net. This one I think I like. Yeah, this one's another example of us fading away, right? I'm going to go back. Look at all that space. Look at all that space. That's crazy. We can go all the way over here. We can go all and so what we got to do is we got to be attacking that across the crease, right? What we ended up doing in this case is we run in, we kind of fade away. Look at that. Goalie didn't have to move left to right at all. Right? Look at, from this time to when he shoots, that goalie doesn't move. But if we can run down the floor and come across the crease, we force that goalie to move. And if he doesn't move, we got all this net over here. And if he moves too far, we'll have all this net over here. So we got to be you know, we can't be shooting and fading away to our own corner. We got to be attacking that far post. All right, this next clip is another example of us fading away. Fading away. We're going to pick up this loose ball, get a little bit of a breakaway. We're going to be around here, and we're going to kind of come into it, and we're going to fade into our own side. We don't want that. We want to be attacking across, right? Attacking across. Force that goalie to move. Make a play off the goalie, or force the goalie to make a play. See? Coming, and we're running towards that inside post. We made that goalie's job way too easy. You've got to be coming across the crease. This is an excellent example of us coming across the crease. Goalie has to make a move, leaves a bunch of space on the outside, shot around him, nice goal. It's another example. A little bit awkward because we're on the wrong side of the floor when we pick up that ball, but that's how it happens in the neutral zone sometimes. And I think this is an example I wanted to leave in because this isn't just about in tight shooting either. This is an excellent example of why coming across the crease also works on outside shooting. Coming across the middle of the floor, right? We pick up the ball deep in the corner and end up running around the arc, and we get a shot off, somewhere around here, right? But because we're coming east to west, that goalie has to move, right? And we'll watch as it develops. The goalie kind of moves. We get a bunch of room. Excellent shot. That east-west movement also helps up top and not just directly across the crease. A good example of us cutting across the crease that worked. I want to show how much net there was because we were going across the crease on that one. This one we got to be a little careful. We got so much space. We can kind of arc that run, right? When we've got that much space, we don't have to run directly at this post. We can make a little bit of a C cut. But if we run, he's coming across. Look at how much net is available because he's coming across the crease. It's a little bit of a hard shot to make that reach back. I think we just barely missed it on this one. But it's an excellent opportunity. And I think this last one's also another example of how outside shooting is affected by coming across the crease. Across the floor, in this case. Excellent outside shot. So I think that just emphasizes why it's so important. How much easier it is to score that goal if you're coming across the middle of the floor, making that goalie move. Right? So then, next up, I just wanted to highlight a couple of excellent shorthanded plays we had. This one starts off, you'll see every single one of us has their stick up. Stick high, stick up, in a nice box. Exactly what, see, look, sticks in the middle. Boom, we ended up batting one out of the air. Picking it up in the corner. Running it all the way up the floor. That all starts, again, coming across the crease, like we talked about. But that all starts because we're all up, sticks up, in the box, ready to go. This is another great example. I think this is the next penalty we got that game. Again, an excellent box. I wanted to highlight this one because I love this little communication you guys did. Hey, let's switch up. Okay, we switched. You guys were talking to each other. That's perfect. And then what you're going to see here is we're kind of identifying. I don't want us to just be in a box to be in a box. We're kind of doing a good job here of identifying where the threats are, right? There's nobody on offense standing down here, so we don't have to lag back, right? We can come up here and play up a little bit as those bottom guys if there's no threat behind us, right? And I think we do a little bit of a good job here kind of stepping up, realizing, hey, right across over here, this guy's doing it, this guy's doing it. My threat's right here, my threat's right here. I don't have to be right on the post. Excellent job, sticks up. I think we get the ball back off of this play. Oh no, A little minor interference there. That's all right. And another, we identify, hey, their ball, we got to get back. We reorganize ourselves. We get in the box. Perfect. It's exactly what we want. Right? We did a great job doing our shorthanded box play there. Final examples here. I just want to emphasize, we talked about it last practice, but communicating on defense, talking to each other, and these last few examples are excellent demonstrations of that. You're going to see we are shorthanded in this play, right? We're coming up. We just got a penalty, shorthanded, and I don't know who this is right here, but they are playing quarterback, and I love that. We need people to encourage. We need to encourage us playing quarterback, letting our team know, hey, you got to be here. Hey, you got that guy. I got this guy. We got to be communicating with each other. And this play was just awesome. As you can look, hey, come down here. You need to be down here. Playing quarterback, saying, hey, we need to do this. Perfect. That's exactly what we need to do. Sticks are up. Ready position. Perfect. I think I just wanted to replay this one with a little zoomed in so we can see. We're saying, hey, we need you down here. Come down here. Perfect. I think that's Hudson goes down to the corner. Our sticks are up. Stick in the middle, ready to knock it out of the air. We end up getting the ball back. Pick it up. Run it all the way down the floor. Coming across the crease again. Shooting short side. Easy goal. All started because of communication on defense. So, yeah. Hopefully that was a fun little video review for you guys. In practice, we're going to work on a little bit of running and throwing, running and catching. Yeah, have some fun. Talk to you guys later.